Pastor just kicked in. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, February 28th. Before I do anything else, my lovely wife, Deborah, a happy birthday today. Her birthday's today. She's 20-something, late 20s. I robbed the cradle a lot, so, you know, in my mind, she's still in her 20s. She's so beautiful, so lovely, and you can tell I'm doing all this because, you know, I'm doing the show on her birthday, so I'm sucking up.
Not a gift yet.
That's right. We may have had, no, I bought the gift. I've got that covered. We may have the most guests I think we've ever had around one table. We have Anthony Goodyear tell us the name of the track now.
So, yes, I'm Anthony Goodyear, and I'm owner-operator of New River All American Speedway in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay. Right up the road there on Highway 258.
Yes, sir, right there heading towards Richlands. It's actually right next to Coastal Plains Dragway.
Okay. So you guys are not actually the same thing as the Dragway. It's two separate entities.
Correct. We're not affiliated together, but he runs the drag strip, Ronnie Humphrey, and I run the circle track, New River All American Speedway.
And we want you to tell us about all the events going on this weekend. We'll do that in just a second. I want to introduce the rest of the panel today. It's like a game show we have today. Juliette Desmaris from the Jacksonville Ospreys. The rest of the crew is with the Ospreys, by the way. Eli Patino,
hello.
Owner, operator, chief cook, bottle washer, all that stuff.
Chief entertainment officer.
You do a little bit of everything there. And, of course, new coach, Josiah Zamora.
How you doing?
Welcome. Well, your first year coaching, right?
Yes, sir.
You were kind of at the end last year, you were pitching coach, right?
Yes.
So this year you're the head guy. We're going to talk more about that later in the show, too, and about your double role because you're the coach of the Jacksonville Cardinals this year.
Yes, sir.
Now, you weren't the coach of the Cardinals last year, were you?
No,
Okay.
sir.
So you're taking on two head coaching jobs in 1 year, first year.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
That's a big.
I know. We're going to talk about all the stuff you're going to have that's going to intermingle as we go. First, we do want to thank all our sponsors, National Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Jones LP Gas located in Verona, Golden Corral, Billy Sewell, Fountain Management, Sandra Fountain, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer. I feel like I'm doing a presentation in class when I was a kid and everybody's watching me now. I've never had this many eyes on me while I've been trying to do radio before. Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Doctors Tommy and Kim Morgan. Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Southern Touch Painting, Roger Carroll and the gang. Barnes Diamond Gallery. We do want to remind everybody that a week or so ago we gave away, actually it was Valentine's Day, so 2 weeks ago, that big $75 gift certificate that Barnes Diamond Gallery gave us to give away. So somebody got it was Mark Scott, I think, won the prize. And he got some really good swag for Valentine's Day. So thank you to Lindsey Jarman and the gang for doing that. And then, of course, new sponsor, Jones LP Gas, located in Verona, where every Friday, like today, you can go for $11 and get your gas tanks. Everybody that has anything to do with booster clubs and schools and stuff knows that you get your LP tanks filled on Friday at Jones for $11. I want to thank Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett for our BLTs that Ashley's over there getting into as we speak. Ashley's with us today, too, Hollywood. This is definitely the most we've had in one room at the time doing a show.
Yeah, it's very nice. I love it.
I know. We'll have a hurricane watch coming up. You can tell by my voice that it was a bad hurricane season this week. It wasn't good. We'll talk more about that. It's powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, Jason Humphrey and the gang. And our racing report is back. That'll excite you there, Anthony. Racing report is powered by Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang. Mostly NASCAR, but we talk about our local tracks too. And we're going to give you the floor here in a minute because you got to get out of here and get ready for some racing this weekend.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy up there.
A couple more things, and we're going to give you the floor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the show. Everybody, way to YouTube world. Previous shows at YouTube at WSME Radio. You can catch the show on our Facebook page at Freedom 97.1 SME, which also in Spanish is WSAMA. We talked about that earlier. You can also find all your favorite on-demand podcasts and stream the station live at our website at WSME971.com. That's a lot of words. We do want to start before we kick it to you, Anthony, about talking about you got a couple of tickets you're going to give away, right?
Yeah, we do. So we got a set of grandstand tickets that we're going to give away today. So I'm not sure how these guys are going to play it on how they're going to approach giving away.
We're going to do it a little later. We're going to tease it so people have to listen. But
All right,
I'll go ahead and give them the number, 910-346-2248. Just keep that number, and we'll come up with something, probably a trivia question to give the tickets away later. So without further ado, which means I'm doing more ado, talk about the what you got guys coming up starting tonight, actually.
Okay, so tonight, February 28th, is basically just practice. So Cars Tour is coming in town. It's Z-Max Cars Tour. And actually, this race is presented by National Dodge in Jacksonville, also one of our sponsors, as they are here on the radio station here. So we appreciate that and thank you all for that. So all day Fridays, just car store practice, pro late model practice, and then we'll get into a little bit of local practice in the Friday evening, and then we'll move right into Saturday morning, which is March 1st, and that'll be gates open at 9 a.m. for the pits and all the guys and local drivers coming in. And it looks like car store practice starts at 10:30. Pro late models will be practicing at 10:45, and it'll just be doing some rotating practices Saturday morning. And then we'll get into wheel call at the front gate. Will open at 1 o'clock. So if you bought tickets online at newriverspeedway.com/tickets, you can get your wheel call tickets right there at 1 o'clock at the gate. Otherwise, if you're going to come to the racetrack, the general mission ticket gate will open at 3 o'clock, and everybody will be able to get in there, get into the grandstands, or do what they got to do and stuff like that.
Nice.
Our trackside parking sold out already. All our suites are sold out, but we have plenty of general mission tickets and pit passes if they want to go in the pits or sit in the grandstands.
So we've upgraded to suites out there. That's nice.
Yeah, so there's 10 suites out there, and since I've been there for 4 years, I've rebuilt and repainted and remodeled all the suites up there, so they're real nice and clean. And actually, Suite 3 we turned into a little bar area. So like this weekend, all the people that sponsored and leased out the suites for this race here at Cars Tour, they'll be getting catering barbecue from Moore's Barbecue, which is another one of our marketing partners out there at the racetrack. So we appreciate them out there at Moore's Barbecue. But yeah, it's a lot of work out there. I don't know if you haven't been out there in a while, but it's
Last time I went, I run what they call slow laps in Robert Drum's car.
Okay.
I run a few laps in that. I thought I was doing pretty good, but apparently I was not getting the high gear in it like I should have. So plus that car
probably had the emergency brake on.
Well, I'm a full figured gal, so that car is a little hard to get into too.
Yeah, Robert Drum and his wife and Dale
Kristen,
and them, they come and race. As a matter of fact, he's been burning my phone up all day. We've been communicating. What's going on? What time's this going on? What's that going on? So, yeah, we appreciate all them guys out there. We got a great group of racers out there, and they support the river a lot. And we're building. It's difficult over here in Jacksonville. You know, we're close to the ocean. It's not like we're in a major populated area like Raleigh or somewhere where there's a lot more fans that could be around. So we want everybody to tune in, and if you're interested in racing and you like racing, you want to come to the racetrack, we'll be racing every Saturday night after the first here. So our schedule is on newriverallamericanspeedway.com. You can go there and find out all the information as far as scheduling goes. All that's up. All the divisions are up and everything like that. So otherwise, if you have any information that you can't get a hold of online or you need a little bit of help, you can call me directly at 252-515-2266, and that's Anthony Goodyear, and that's my personal cell number, so I'll be answering at any time. Just any questions you got, just let me know.
You know that's a dedicated leader that gives his personal cell phone to the general public like that. Now, back to these suites. In order to really talk about them, you know, intelligently on the air and explain to people what they are, I think I need to experience the suite, you know, whole hospitality thing one time, you know, the barbecue and being there just, you know, just from a perspective to let everybody know what it's like. You know?
Yeah, so there's room for 10 people up there.
Okay, well, there'd be 9 if I went.
That's right, 9. You and 9 guests.
Oh, no, I don't need guests. We'll take Ashley
you
and
got to get
Chris
the barbecue,
with me.
you got to have guests.
That's
you
right,
can't come up there and sit by yourself.
And it'd be hard to talk the wife into probably on her birthday, the eve of her birthday or the night of her birthday to go to the racetrack anyway.
No, she's probably got other plans for you.
Probably. We're probably somewhere down towards the coast, I'm sure. But then Saturday, you guys kick in. That's when the actual racing and stuff is, right?
That's correct. So Saturday is actually racing. So, excuse me, trying to think here. Well,
why do you think about that? I had a question popped in, and I didn't want to lose it. The Cars Tour, is that the highest level that at the track probably?
So
is that straight off of Z-Max? But they're both straight off of their NASCAR series, right?
So they're not NASCAR series,
they're
but Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Justin Marks actually bought that series from Jack McNally. He had built it for 10 years, and it's a late model and pro late model touring series. So they go all over North Carolina, South Carolina. Actually, they just picked up a race. I think it's the third race out April 13th in Cordell, Georgia, and I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be entering that race. So that'll be a big show down there for them guys.
And as you guys know, he showed up here last year, and it was a big event.
Yeah.
Signed autographs for everybody that wanted them, didn't he?
Yeah, it was great. I was so blessed to have that day, and it was so busy, and there's so much that went on. But we actually got rained out on in March 23rd, and we were trying to figure out a rain out date. And I told Dale and them, I said, look, I don't want to wait 2 or 3 months down the road to get this rain date in. So we need to do it sooner. And I was thinking like Easter, which was the 30th. And, it's a family day, so that wasn't going to really work out. But Junior, he decided that April 13th was going to be a good day to reschedule that rain out date. But obviously his schedule was cleared. So he loaded up his race car and he came out and raced at New River All American
Well, that's
Speedway.
cool that it worked out good with that.
Yeah,
Now, I noticed on one of the ones you were talking about, Keelan Harvick, you said he's 12 years old, this race car driver.
Yes, sir. So Keelan is the son of NASCAR legend Kevin Harvick. And now that Kevin's retired and they bought this series, he also owns a track in Bakersfield, California called Karen Speedway. And they'll be racing a lot out there, but with Cars Tour being on the schedule, and now that Keelan's old enough to get into a pro late model, he'll also be running a legend car Saturday night at New River All American Speedway like he did in April, and he'll be making his debut in a pro late model at 12 years old at New River All American Speedway. It's amazing. The kid's only this big, and that boy can drive. Let me tell you,
That's
he's
awesome.
going to go somewhere. He'll probably be in a cup car eventually one day.
Did he start out with go-karts, things like that, like most of them do?
He did. So Kevin and Delana, his mom, they sent him to somewhere over in Europe to learn and teach and train in the go-karts over there. And then when he got back, he got into some go-kart racing here. Then moved up into legend cars, and he probably run 80 legend races last year. And just the kid's just amazing. So if you're into racing and you like it, watch and follow Keelan Harvick, because he's going to be one of the big coming stars in
This would be a
NASCAR.
good time to see him, but when you can see him,
That's right.
Right here.
Right here at New River.
Now, do you have any other things later in the year? Like, I know you've had some other former NASCAR drivers out and stuff. Do you have any others that you know are coming, or is that just kind of as availability as it goes along?
So it's kind of hard to really say who could show up. Yesterday, Bobby Labonte was there helping and coaching a young driver, and they're
nice.
testing. So all week we've had late models and pro late models testing and getting ready for the race. Bobby Labonte showed up. You never, like I said, you really don't know who's going to show up. I'm expecting to see somebody from the group, Cars Tour group. I don't know if it'll be Dale Earnhardt Jr. to slide in, maybe sign some autographs, but them guys' schedule's so busy.
You just don't know when, what
just
weekend
never
they'll be
know.
coming.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Anything else you want to tell anybody about the weekend before we go to our first break?
No.
I know you got a lot of stuff to do at the track today.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I'm sounding like I'm rushing because I've been in race mode for the last month,
that's
getting
fine.
ready to go here. But August 30th or 29th, Smart Modifieds is coming back to town, and Bobby Labonte will probably be in that race. Ryan Newman came in last year.
Right.
We actually got rained out. We went green at 9 o'clock in the morning. Ryan Newman won that race. And there's some big dogs up there that'll be running in the Smart Modified Tour. And then, of course, getting into November next year, I'll be holding my 4th annual Battle of the Stars, which is basically another late model race that I put on myself with the same kind of cars as the Cars Tour series.
Oh, cool.
And they'll come back in November 15th, I think it is.
You know any big names that be coming to that, or just availability at the time?
Well, then again, you just never know. We would hope to see some maybe NASCAR drivers in there, but with their busy schedule and their cup racing schedules, it's hard for them to get to a local track.
Right.
With traveling and racing all over the country, so you just never know.
It's like Tony Stewart, even when he was racing cup races, would show up at a dirt track and race in a heartbeat. As long as they'd let him, they try to keep him from doing it.
That's
because there are bonus guys out there mixing it up on a dirt track. And obviously the incident that happened years ago. So it's something that I'm sure they don't want him doing, but man, these guys like to race.
Yeah,
And the racing is no better than the local level that it is now. It's
And
awesome
so,
out there.
On that note, last year when Dale Earnhardt was on Dirty Mo's and his podcast, he was talking about when he was getting back into racing, that he wanted to just be a racer and just show up at the racetrack, just get in his hauler and take his crew and guys and show up at the racetrack like every other local guy does. So he's got the perfect opportunity with him owning the Cars Tour series. This being Cars Tour season opener at New River All American Speedway, he's not really got a whole lot going on except for whatever schedule he's got going on. So if he decided he wanted to make a grand entrance and pop in there on Friday morning, just to get ready to go racing, it would be amazing. We wish that would happen, and we'd love him to do that.
And of course, the fans are going to be there, to mob him and try to get autographs. It would be like Michael Jordan showing up at Onslow Pines Park for a pickup game.
Right.
That type of thing.
Yeah,
they're going to come
when
out.
when you got a big guy like that coming in, and it's a difficult to handle. But last year we handled it. It was smooth. Actually, that big race that went on with almost 10,000 people that was at New River All American Speedway for that event.
Yeah.
It actually went
Earnhardt
smoother than some of my local racing weekly series stuff goes.
Well, I'm sure you had plenty of folks to help, volunteers and stuff like that for that night.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being with us. We're going to switch gears to our other Onslow County sports industry, and Hollywood, the chair recognizes Hollywood.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hollywood.
Hey, a little tease here. Don't forget about those amazing tickets that will be given away
that's
later in
right.
the show. And
We're gonna do a
Anthony,
trivia
one more
question
time,
later.
they're kind of the special tickets, right? Nice seats, right?
Yeah, they're general admission tickets for 2. However, you guys decide to, pick that winner on them right there. All we'll need is to get their names, and you just get me the names, and their tickets will
You'll
be
have them
sitting,
at will call.
They'll be sitting at will call ready for them.
And Anthony, on the way out the door, we always have our celebrities sign our little Wall of
Celebrities,
Fame
yes.
on the
Okay.
back. So we're gonna have you sign that, okay?
All right,
And by the way, with your last name, can you get me a good deal on some tires?
yeah, I wish I could, but
Obviously, different
well,
name.
Goodyear Tire Rubber Company doesn't really like.
Well, I understand, and I know there's a story there, but next time you come, we'll get you to tell that story. Because I've heard this
that's
story,
right.
and I know exactly what you're talking about.
So,
But thank you for being with us. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with the Ospreys on Sports Talk. Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. We've decreased the room by actually 2. Where did Ashley go? Maybe he'll pop back in later. We still have Hollywood Man running the show behind the scenes. There's Ashley, our lovely and talented co-host today. Speaking of lovely and talented, Juliette, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for
Osprey
having me.
Juliette, Osprey Eli, Ellie. I did it myself. I know.
Eli Elliott's fine.
And of course, Osprey Josiah, the coach. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it.
Going to be the coach, double duty this year. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the Cardinals before we switch to Osprey Land. How's your team looking, the high school team this year?
They've gotten a lot better. They put in a lot of work. I think there's facets of the game that definitely needed overall improvement from the time that I got the job, but they've been working hard to increase set skills to help them progress and advance to where they want to be.
And you're actually not much older than your kids. How old are you now?
23.
Wow. Is that the youngest Cardinal coach in Cardinal history?
I think it is.
I mean, I don't know really if they keep that record, but
We kind of have.
I know Henry Rocho was a lot older.
There
I knew
was.
Henry. Yeah.
There was a mentor of mine, Dave Fleischer. He took it over, I think, when he was 24 back in the early 2000s.
She was the youngest. She maybe one of the youngest, probably in Onslow County baseball coaching history. Obviously, Roy Jarman is much older than you. Now, you played for Roy,
I
right?
did play for Roy.
And so you guys will be bumping heads when you play. Tell us about that game, Jacksonville and Southwest. It's going to be a little different because it's not a home game.
It'll be a little different, master versus apprentice, but
Obi-Wan and Luke.
definitely be a one for the ages for sure. Definitely glad that we could set it up.
But tell us where it'll be and everything. That's
It'll
the
be
cool part.
at Jack M. Unett Stadium. I'm thankful to Ellie and all of the Osprey staff to help set it up, but definitely wanted to give Southwest the luxury of playing there as I am an alumni, so I think it'll be a good stepping stone for not only the community but for those two teams.
And two of the better baseball programs in the area over the past, I would say probably 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Who won the thing last year, the Easter tournament?
Swansboro.
Swans, but they had a really good team last year,
They
didn't they?
did.
Yeah. And Jacksonville has had some really good teams. Southwest has had some good teams, at the 2A level. Who do you see in the county possibly winning the Easter tournament this year from what you've heard or what you've seen? Or the front runners, let's put it that way.
I think it's a toss-up. There's two teams that I've never seen physically that are going to be in it. McCook County from up in Virginia, I believe, and then there's another school out near Raleigh. So you never know what they'll see, but there's definitely going to be eyes on Southwest, Swansboro, and then us if we can, play the part and play our type of game.
Is White Oak having a resurgence this year? Because they've had a couple of down years.
They have historically been the best team in Onslow County if you consider the state titles.
Oh, yeah.
But
Back-to-back undefeated years, that's hard to top.
it's definitely not easy, but they've had some times to where they are not having as much talent as they're accustomed to.
There are lulls here and there. Now, this year you said Dixon is not going to be in the Easter tournament. Anybody know why? Are they doing senior trip that week or something? It is spring break week, so it's possible.
It is. I have no idea if I had to guess.
Because they've been one of the dominant programs. Obviously, Rookie Davis, when he played there, they were playing for the state title. I know they played 1 year, and I think we're in the Eastern Finals a couple of years.
Yep.
Rookie, of course, has his, still trains players here and everything. So, yeah, I know it's going to be a little different without Dixon because they're usually one of the better teams in the county.
100%. It's definitely something that I did not expect as well.
And Lejeune is the other team that won't be participating. Was Lejeune in it last year? I don't think
they were.
Yeah.
No, sir.
So I think it'll be the 6 remaining county teams and then the 2 you mentioned. Now, the team from Virginia's got a little bit of a haul.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
It was nothing back in – I went to school at UNCW, and I worked with the baseball team as a work assistant for 3 years. And all those northern teams would come down here on spring break because they can't get on the field up there, for the snow and stuff.
Cannot.
So a lot of them would come down here, and UNCW had their pick of home games because, the team's coming down. So when do you anticipate being done with the Cardinals? State championship Saturday?
That would be awesome. I'm not sure where we will stand in terms of the end of the year. Long way to go, so we'll know, as we continue to progress. But there's high hopes, I think, that we can get into the playoffs. They've missed them the past 2 years, so that will be the main focus is to get into round one and go from there. But first game with the Ospreys would be the 31st, so,
Yep, May 31st, a Saturday, correct? Yeah.
Saturday. Full anticipation to be ready for that. If something changes, then that is
That would be
static.
wonderful, wouldn't it, to
That'd
have
be
to
ecstatic.
play for a state championship and then come in as coach of a. Now, I guess you can coach an amateur and a pro team at the same time, yeah. It doesn't. A coach doesn't have to give up his amateur status. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Now, who are your assistants now?
For Jacksonville?
Actually, I was going to Osprey land, but yeah, if you want to go and mention your assistants at Jackson real quick, and then we'll switch to Osprey mode.
So Cade Anderson, he's the pitching coach for me at the high school. He's also the pitching coach for the Ospreys.
That makes it easy.
It does. And then the hitting coach for the Ospreys is Zach Williams. He played at the University of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Made the D2 NCAA World Series the past 2 years as qualifiers.
Is he coaching with you with the Cardinals too, or just Ospreys?
Not the Cardinals.
So
just
that's
the
your
Ospreys.
two assistant coaches with the Ospreys?
Yes.
Or do you have any others? Or
That'll be it.
obviously a wonderful staff. You have a great owner, best owner in the Old North State League.
Yes, it is.
And the Old North State League is the
just here,
first
that's what I said.
4 letters of Onslow.
It is.
Isn't that wild? And then, of course, the best. What is it you're taking on this year? What's your
Marketing,
marketing?
mainly.
Marketing director
Yep.
or assistant to the marketing director?
Marketing director.
Marketing director.
It's
She's the one.
the
I was doing the Dwight Schrute thing from the office. Marketing director, best marketing director in. Would you call it? Would it be called? It's not minor league because they don't get paid. What is it called? Is it developmental sort of?
Yeah, I mean, it's a summer collegiate baseball league. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all over the United States. And the way I tell everybody is, I say this all the time, if minor league baseball feeds Major League Baseball,
Then you're
collegiate
feeding
baseball,
minors.
and summer collegiate baseball feeds
Yeah.
professional baseball generally. So it's just a different tier. And yeah, I mean, Clayton, the team that's in our league, they had a player sign a professional contract over the off season. That kid played here in Jacksonville when we played.
They're the
against them.
Clovers, right?
The Clovers. Yep.
Clayton Clovers.
They won the whole thing last year. Hopefully, we'll be able to give them a run for their money, if not this year and the years to come. And hopefully do the same thing. Have some players that sign professional contracts. So.
That's cool. Now, what about the local teams around in the Old North State League? I heard Kinston disbanded. Is that true? The Wingmen?
So they did. I think they had high hopes. I think it was a long shot, but they had high hopes to kind of move the Granger.
well, then they signed that other.
Well, the independent
yeah.
team that went in there, which, Kinston's probably looking for a longer tenant than just the summer months, and so they probably had to do what was best for Kinston. So Kinston disbanded, but the league did grow to 24 teams. It is now the third largest summer collegiate league in the nation,
24, wow.
and they are no longer looking to create new teams. So the only way they would grow is if it's an existing team or if another team for another league, whatever decides to join us. But there's a lot of story. There's some storied teams. The Edenton Steamers is in our league. They were in the CPL league once upon a time. Now they're in the Old North State League. So
What's the CPL?
Coastal Plains League.
Coastal Plains League, okay. And that was one of the first college summer leagues, correct?
Been
Of
around
course,
for a
there's
while.
the Valley League, the old, the one. What's the other one up north?
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, yeah. And those have been around back when I was at UCW in the late 80s. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
1980s.
Oh yeah.
Those were around. So, I mean, it's basically, if I understand correct, and you might be able to tell me more about this. You played college ball too, right?
Yes, sir.
If you sign with a college, you have to be there 3 years, correct? Or you can't sign a pro contract for 3 years. Is that the way it works?
4-year wise, yes. So
okay.
if you go to a junior college, which is a 2-year school, you are eligible for the draft after 1 year.
After 1 year,
If
okay.
you go to a 4-year university, 3 years.
Okay. So say Rookie Davis had because he was a big East Carolina, recruit. They were trying to get him to come up there.
Yep.
If he'd have gone to East Carolina, he couldn't have signed a pro contract for 3 years. Or it may have been different then, but
Yes.
nowadays that's the way it would work.
100%.
So essentially, you're getting a lot of the talent in these college leagues that are ones that would be playing minor league baseball if they went the pro route.
Potentially, yeah.
Actually, you've been out to the games, haven't you?
Yeah.
Good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You have to get on the mic a little bit more with me this year.
Yeah.
We'll do
I
some.
look forward to it. I enjoy it, man. I really
Yeah, I
do.
always enjoy having somebody pop in the booth. Juliette's done it several times. After she gets done with her marketing duties, which now that
Yeah.
she's marketing director, she can delegate some of those things, you know.
She's certainly soft-spoken, if nothing
Oh,
else, you know.
you get her talking, she'll talk. You get her on the. She's jabbing like a monkey on a tree on that radio.
I just think it gets better year after year after year with the Ospreys.
I
really
agree.
do.
Now, what's the long-term plan? Eventually, the facility that they're building in Williamsburg, is that the long-term plan to move there? Or is
So
it
there's no,
not really set
yeah.
yet?
So we've been in talks with the city since we came on the scene before we even bought the team, frankly. And the city, in the initial outset, it was a possibility, or before they had the plans. After they did the surveys and everything, there is no plans at all to put a baseball field out there.
Really?
It's all lacrosse or soccer or basketball or indoor, I guess, facility. I think there's some acreage that's going to be off to the side that is going to be commercial or whatever. So in talking with the city leadership, Jack and Miette, for the foreseeable future is
Is the home.
our home.
Well,
And
those fields could be interchanged, couldn't they? I mean, I played football on the baseball field before.
if
in
if
high
it's
school.
going from baseball to football, but if it's already a football field, I highly doubt you'd be able to fit a baseball.
Because from what I understand, the football and lacrosse field they want to do is turf, so it'll be more difficult that transition. You know what? You've been to the one like at Whiteville, Legion Stadium there, where it's dual purpose. There's others. The one at Legion Stadium in Wallace, they had it for baseball and football. But it's just you got to move the bleachers, and you got part of the football field's got a little dirt on
But
it.
aren't more people getting away from turf?
I don't know.
It depends on where you're at. UNCW just added turf this year, which I like grass. I mean, for baseball, especially down here, you're on the coast. Obviously, it's easier because they had their first weekend. I was talking with Coach Hood, and their first weekend they had some rain and some storms, and they were able to play that afternoon. But if it's field, sometimes you can't because of the rain. I
I know
don't remember
Carolina
having
just-
any rain
Carolina
outs
just
other
got
than the
away from
night with the lightning and everything.
We had a pretty good year when it came to the weather, but hopefully we get a
That
similar
one night
year.
it was done. When I saw 1.21 gigawatts hit the old shopping center back there, it was time for me to get my truck and go to the house. The press porch did not look like it had adequate protection for lightning strikes, so we had to get out of there. Any other big changes coming out there? Flagpole. Where are we at with the flagpole?
Yeah, so we're actually
You know I was
reaching
gonna
out
ask that, right?
to a few organizations to try to. There's actually some nonprofits that we're reaching out to that could potentially help cover the cost of a flagpole. If not, we might actually just maybe see about splitting the cost with American Legion. To be honest, it's on our radar. We just haven't gotten to that part just yet.
Probably out in the outfield, though. You think?
Yeah,
where
I like
everybody
it.
can
I
see
think it be on center
You
field.
can see it
somewhere
from the
would be-
stands and everything without having to turn and look back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yep.
There's that one huge magnolia tree out there. It would look great in front of it because it would make it stand out more. I know you guys are getting a new scoreboard this year, right?
Yeah, so Jacksonville TDA is coming through big tip with a brand new scoreboard. And there was talk to get UNCW actually reached out to us. Thanks to Marine Federal Credit
Yeah.
Union CEO Jeff Clark through his negotiations.
Oh, and
but
he's great, man.
great guy.
He helps everybody around Marine Federal.
He's all
helps.
about baseball, and he's a UNCW alum.
Yeah,
Played
pitcher down
baseball
there.
himself, and so we talked to UNCW. But after these things are not one. The city was really concerned about taking a decades old or older than that scoreboard and then reinstall it. And just the installation cost, from my understanding, can almost exceed the cost of the board itself. So
And there's no
I think
guarantee if it works. There's
Exactly.
nothing. Yeah,
So
SOL.
at the end of the day, we just met with the city. They decided to just opt for a new one, just for whatever, and we just were happy to create that connection with UNCW. And if it worked out, great. If it didn't, at the end of the day, it's up to the city what they want to do.
I think let's do the old Fenway Park one. Somebody out there actually manually turning the letters and stuff from behind.
You get some little league kids doing it. You might get some weird scores.
It's true, but do you know how many people killed to be able to do that at Fenway Park?
Oh, I bet.
The light is on, which means the Hurricanes have finally scored a goal. We'll have our Hurricanes watch when we come back, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're right back on Sports Talk. Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. They're the Scorpions with Rock You Like a Hurricane, and that's not what the Hurricanes have been doing lately. Before the All-Star break, which actually this year was the Four Nations break, we were talking about it before we started. Great game with the USA and Canada in the first game. They booed our anthem. It ticked everybody off. We fought right to start the game.
Started fighting right off the bat.
Yeah, like
9
you always
seconds
say, you
in.
went to a fight in a hockey game, broke out.
Yeah.
But great hockey game. We beat Canada, then lost to them in the finals, so it was a little damper on that. Right before they went to that break, we were talking about how the Hurricanes had won 7-3. Like they might be turning things around. They had lost 3 games before the break, and then won that one game 7-3. Well, now they've lost 2 in a row since. Lost 6-3 last Saturday. That's the game we talked about last week. And then this past Tuesday, lost 4-0, both to Canadian teams. So man, that whole Canada USA thing is kicking right now. But want to reintroduce our panel: Josiah Zamora, coach of the Cardinals and the Ospreys; Juliette Desmaris.
We'll get there.
I do it every time.
It's
I gotta
okay.
just,
We'll get
like
there.
hyphenate it out so I can understand it. Of course, Ashley Moseley. That's an easy one.
Easy one.
And Eli Patino. I got it right that time. Any of y'all ever been to a hockey game? Have you been before, Ashley?
Never have.
So your first one is going to be
March 30th.
Yes, a buddy of mine, Jerry Stevens, owns the Redneck Barbecue Lab. Have you ever ate at the Redneck Barbecue Lab?
Never.
No.
Oh my gosh, pure heaven. If you ever headed to Raleigh, exit 319, McGee's Crossroads is what it's called. Exit 319, it's right there, and it's world famous.
You got one in Beaufort now, doesn't you?
Got one in Beaufort now, and we're going to talk that one up a lot in the next few episodes. For him giving us his tickets, I'm going
He's
to
a
have to.
Jacksonville guy, right?
Jacksonville guy, played high school football with him at Southwest. So he's come up. He's a pit master. He's been on a lot of those shows you see on reality TV and stuff, the pit bosses or whatever they call them. But yeah, he can cook some barbecue. Brisket that you can cut with a plastic fork. Not even a regular fork, a plastic
Oh,
fork.
wow.
Pulled pork, of course. They have roast turkey that you can get. It's even good. And I'm not a big turkey fan, but it's pretty good. All the sides, collards, all that stuff. It's just a great place to eat. And now with the location in Beaufort, it's somewhere near I got to find, it's on Live Oak Street, but he's going to give me the address and everything to promote it a little more later. But yeah, you need to try it, especially with it being closer in Beaufort. Do you guys ever go to Raleigh for anything?
Every now and
Yeah,
then.
exit 319, try it sometime. You won't be disappointed. And of course, we're all going to try to go to a Hurricanes game. We've said that for years. I think that would be a good Osprey thing next year.
It's such a fun
I'll wear the
time.
mascot outfit if we go. I'll wear the mascot outfit to it.
I love it. They might would let you in with that.
I don't know. Maybe they won't.
Maybe.
Go as
I'll have to
Orville.
start a fight.
Look, question: has anyone here ever worn a mascot outfit of anything?
No.
No.
I have, buddy.
It's hot.
Yes.
You said
I
you
to.
have?
Yeah, I have.
What,
one
what were
mascot.
you?
I worked for a radio station. The mascot
Were you
was
Disco Duck?
was a bobcat,
Okay.
and it was a bobcat with a big. Oh, this thing in the middle of summer times, it's the worst.
He still goes trick or treat.
I do. I dress up. Yes, I'm not gonna lie.
Now, the one you had, did it have a fan in it?
No fan,
A lot of
man.
the new ones have fans in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like that really helps. Come
Does
on.
the Osprey? It does. Does the fan one have? Osprey
No.
one have a fan?
And well, we had an ice vest, and the mascot worker this summer never opted to wear the ice vest. They just decided to go.
Yeah, that
was
would
hot out
probably,
there,
that would
son.
probably
They were a
work.
trooper.
That would help, I think.
Yeah.
But we do need to get the hockey thing together, and then we'll stop and
let's
eat
do
at the Redneck Barbecue Lab. Of course, our Hurricane Watch is powered by Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. Jason Humphrey in the gang. Jason's a big Canes fan too, and I can't wait to get Ashley to his first hockey game. You've been before years ago,
About 20 years ago.
but the Hurricanes hockey is a lot different than it was 20 years. What are you shaking your head for? You
I
didn't go to a
love,
hockey game
no, I
20
just
years
love
ago,
Hurricanes. They're
but
so
you've
fun.
been to them recently,
I've been to like 5 games this
and
season.
the atmosphere is very electric.
Hockey games?
Mm-hmm.
Hey?
Yeah, I love them. They're so much
The
fun.
seats we have are lower level, top row, which is the ones we want.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, down right by the glass is awesome, but
You get a
Bob
better view. You
Warwick
can see
says-
more.
Bob Warwick says the rivals Duke Carolina for
it's
indoor
awesome.
sports. He absolutely loves going to them.
So my question is, these before we get too far off track here.
no, not me.
You have a tendency to do that, and then you pull everybody else with you off the
Down a
track.
rabbit hole, yeah.
So, so what these seats that we have? What makes them so special?
We're sitting right behind Rod Brindamore. Do you know who that is?
No.
That's the Hurricanes coach.
Oh, okay.
And the bench. We're right behind the bench. So
Oh,
we got to
the
stop.
players are.
We
The
got
play-
to
oh,
keep
nice.
Ashley from fighting with the hockey players.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That won't be no problem.
You'll lose, Ashley. You will lose.
No, I don't know. You put him on some skates, he'd beat him Fortune.
Oh, that's true.
They call in hockey. They call them goons.
Don't underestimate Ashley Moseley.
Yeah, that's true. We always tell the story about we went to the Wood Ducks game that year, and we're sitting right there behind. We had Jason Humphrey seats right there behind the first base line, the visiting team and everything. And he just starts engaging him a little, friendly banter, little joking stuff. And you could tell he, a little. But by the end of the game, they were best buddies with him. Signed a baseball
Yeah.
for him. You still got your baseball, don't
Yeah,
you?
man.
The team loved
Right
him.
out there.
Yeah. He's just, you can't help but love Ashley Moseley.
That's right.
And I'm looking forward to the hockey game.
I can't
The
wait.
me
only,
Thank you.
if you've ever been to Lenovo Arena, the only bad thing about being down right at the glass is Mount Kilimanjaro when you get ready to walk back up. Because you walk all the way down and all the way back
There's
up.
no elevator?
No, not there.
Is it like the White Egg football field, that stadium, them bleachers?
It's probably about the same number of steps down to that.
Does it have rails you can hang on to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But plus, once you get down there, if you need something, I'll go get it for you. We'll help
I'll
you
go
out.
get it for you, buddy.
Because I'm in peak physical condition, So for a fat boy, I have pretty good wins still. So does that wrap up this segment? Have I pretty much killed the 8 minutes for this segment?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay. We go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk. Do this day in sports, our racing report, which we've kind of done a lot of racing stuff already,
Yeah.
and then nothing but Ospreys to finish it up. All the good
Ospreys.
stuff. We'll be right back on Sports Talk. Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. Time for our racing report that is back this year. We took off 1 week for the Daytona 500. It was such a great race that it took us a week to get started. But Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang are sponsoring our racing report again this year. NASCAR has one of the longest seasons. They go pretty much from mid-February to late November. Season's about the same. The season goes. There's only a couple months without hockey, but we're racing. Thank you to Onslow County Motor Company for sponsoring it. Christopher won race at Atlanta. It was a start to go. They got past the first restart. Let's get apparently the last the caution comes out. They had GS stuff. The car that was in front when the caution comes out is the winner. Which say the guy throwing the caution flag is a Ford fan, and he might wait a second.
That's right.
I don't think they do that though. But Christopher Bell won in a Toyota. Still hard as a NASCAR guy from years back to say Toyota in NASCAR. This name here, Carson Hocevar in a Chevrolet. I don't think he's from Monzo County, Carson Hocevar. Kyle Larson in a Chevrolet and Ryan Blaney in a Ford. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who I think has been out to the All American Speedway. I'm pretty sure he has. He was one of their guests they had a couple of years ago. We, of course, had Anthony Goodyear here in with us. And that was a big part of our racing report today, too, all the cool stuff going on out there at the track this weekend. You going to head out there any this weekend, Ashley?
Oh, I might. I really don't know yet, man.
I live out in the southwest area, and you've lived out in that area. You know you can hear the track for miles out there. If the wind's blowing just right, you'll hear it all night long. It's awesome out there.
I was out there a couple
Rumble.
times this week. I saw a couple of cars practicing out there, so it's very interesting.
If I can arrange for them to do like they did me and get you in a car, would you do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love to drive.
The hardest part for me was getting in and out of that thing. I mean, it's tough. It's tight. And then they put you in a full face helmet. It's not the old Dale Earnhardt helmet where you look like your go-kart type helmet.
Right.
The full face one is very restrictive when you first get in it. You almost feel claustrophobic. I mean, because it's right on your. It's just weird. And I was about to freak out in that thing before I got started, but I got comfortable. I
And
took
that's the
some hot
reason they got
laps.
those helmets now, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
Dale Earnhardt.
Well, that and fire mostly because an open face helmet wouldn't protect you from any kind of fire.
Okay.
NASCAR guys, I mean, ask Ricky Bobby. They'll tell you that's the thing they fear. You know who Ricky Bobby is?
Yes, don't do that to me.
I'm sorry.
Gosh.
They'll tell you, and that's a movie and it's a joking movie, but most NASCAR guys will tell you that's their biggest fear is fire because those fuel cells blow up and you're in that car and you can only get out so quick. And obviously Earnhardt, was more of a collision that got him, but that's our racing report, and they'll go to where are they going this week, Ellie? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, well now you're about to find out. The Circuit of the Americas. Where is that? I'll have to read up on that. That sounds like a road course. It is. Circuit of the Americas. They'll be there this Sunday. So tune in on Fox and watch your NASCAR stuff. Once again, sponsored by Onza County Motor Company, Ben Beasley in the gang. If you guys need a good car, go see Ben Beasley. If you want a race car, if you want a truck, whatever you want, they got it down there. Good cars. Good guys to work with. So we're going to jump into this day in sports history on Friday, February 28th. And now, for a long time, it will be called the Redneck Barbecue Lab, This Day in Sports. If you watch Hurricanes games, any of y'all watch Hurricanes games on TV, any? Or are you not that big a fan?
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's in the first period they do it. They'll do the keys of the game, and if you'll see the little thing, it says the lab, and it looks like the isotopes, moving around and stuff. That's the Redneck Barbecue Lab. They're that big. They're sponsoring on TV now. Yeah, we'll have to get
That's
on
big
radio.
money.
I know. Jerry, he obviously knows how to cook barbecue, and you can sponsor on national TV and have the seats he has.
And Lane Family Dentistry is the official
Yeah.
dentist for the Hurricane.
And in hockey, they have a lot of business.
They really
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, a lot of them don't get their teeth fixed till after they're done. Why get them fixed?
Gonna get them knocked
It's
out.
like shoveling the sidewalk while it's still snowing, It's going to get more snow on it. One of the big guys for the Hurricanes, Brett Burns, big, Grizzly Adams looking guy. You know what I'm talking about, the guy with the black beard. He just leaves his teeth out because when he gets through, he'll fix them. There's no need to fix them now.
I got a Burns jersey.
Brett Burns? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's one of my favorites out there. All right, we're going to do this day in sports history. All this stuff happened on my lovely wife's birthday, Deborah's birthday, on February 28th at some time or another. She wasn't alive for most of this, but it happened at some time or another. We'll start out with 1903. Barney Dreyfuss and James Potter buy the Philadelphia Phillies for $170,000, which Hollywood has this wonderful AI thing that it adjusts for inflation now. $6.39 million today. That's what $170,000 was in 1903. All right, Josiah, you got the next one.
In 1906, Stanley Cup, Ottawa
I don't know what hockey club. Okay,
Hockey Club beats Queen's University, Kingston,
Ontario,
Canada, 12-7 for a 2-0 sweep of a challenge series.
That was a long time ago. I wonder how long hockey's been around. Who decided to get on the ice and just start slinging this little whatever they started with back then, probably a little lighter knot or something into a net? Who would have thought it would become the great sport it is now?
a bunch of people sliding around on ice. I guess.
Probably.
They
And
needed
that's
a
why it
branch
was
in their
obviously
hand.
such a bigger sport up north years ago because they had the frozen ponds. Now most hockey players, it doesn't matter where you're at because they got rinks now that they're at.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley.
1940, the first televised basketball game. The University of Pittsburgh beats Fordham University 50-37.
Interesting.
Back then they played some defense, didn't
A little bit, yeah. Probably a little less athletic, shooting set shots and things like that. Yeah, two-handed set shots. All right, Juliette.
In 1957, jockey Johnny Longden's 5,000th career victory.
Do you know what he is?
A jockey?
Yeah,
they? You know what he does?
like
Like
horse
riding
racing.
horses?
Yeah. She's looking at me like I'm not. I said I don't know a lot of sports, but I'm not stupid. Actually, you do know a lot about sports, don't you?
I know a decent bit.
Yeah. All right, Ellie.
1959 Chicago Cardinals trade running back Ollie Matson to the LA Rams for an unprecedented 9 players.
Wait a minute. Didn't the
That beats the Cowboys.
yeah, for
Vikings
Herschel
did it.
Walker, yeah. The Cowboys Super Bowl teams were built by Herschel Walker, but he wasn't on the team.
I know.
Trading him got him all the picks. And the Carolina Panthers have really helped a lot of other teams out too by trading,
They
you know,
have. They
like
really
Christian McCaffrey. We don't need 3 touchdowns and 275 yards a game.
He's
Just
injury
get rid of
prone,
him.
man. I mean,
Well, he has
he's
been this
been
past
related,
year,
yeah.
But that one year he had a great year.
He did.
It's back to me. All right, 1960. Oh, one of my favorites here. 1960, the home team United States wins its first Olympic ice hockey gold medal at Squaw Valley with a 9-4 win over Czechoslovakia, which doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think, does it? In the Czech Republic or something. Little trivia here, if you didn't have to be alive then, but if you've seen the movie, who was the first alternate on that team that got kicked off right before the Olympics? Not kicked off, but got cut because they had to pare it down to like 20 players.
In hockey?
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
I don't know.
1960. Herb Brooks, who ended up coaching the 1980 team. Remember in the movie Miracle?
Oh, yeah.
He was on the Squaw Valley team and
Kurt
ended up having to watch it on
Yep.
TV. Yeah. And he was the last one out and ended up having to watch it. And that's what drove him to be the coach he was. All right. Josiah.
1967, Will Chamberlain sinks NBA record 35th consecutive field goal.
So
You know
that's
why?
not free throws.
No, they were dunks. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
He was close up.
Yeah.
When you're 7'1" and everybody else back then
Yeah.
was no taller than 6'5", it was a little easier.
All right.
All right.
1969 men's figure skating championship in Colorado Springs, won by Tim Wood of USA. You remember that, Raynor?
I was young. Even I was young. Everybody was young at some time. What does anybody really watch figure skating?
Only when it's like Winter Olympics, and I think I was like 12.
I can remember
It
something.
was just pretty.
It's so pretty.
It's pretty.
It is.
Why are you like this?
Very artistic.
You're next.
In 1970, Caroline Walker runs world female record marathon of 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 53 seconds.
I think you nailed the time. I would have said, yeah, I guess that's 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can run for 3 hours? If I'm running for 3 hours, please shoot whatever's chasing me because I've already died. Probably.
I really don't think. I don't understand. I don't think that would be actually good for you to do that.
Well, apparently it
Run
is.
3 hours.
Most of them are about like that chair over
unhealthy,
there.
man. I mean,
I
come
think
on.
you're right.
And they're not like a sprint. Obviously, they're just kind
I
of
don't care.
Well, at
know,
3
running
hours
hours.
and 2
That's
minutes
pretty
or
fast,
whatever.
man. Well, that,
yeah.
3 hours is pretty fast.
So what is the marathon? Is it 26 miles?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
It's pretty fast.
Are you impressed I knew that? You know how I knew that? All those little stickers on people's cars.
Yeah.
26.2 or something. So a half marathon is
13.1.
excellent.
But think about it. That's like, what, 7 minutes a mile or something like that. All right?
Yeah. I don't even drive that fast.
It's pretty fast.
No.
All right, Ellie.
All right. 1971 PGA Championship men's golf. PGA National East Jack Nicklaus leads wire to wire for his second career Grand Slam. Wins by 2 from Billy Casper.
All right, GOAT in golf, in professional golf. Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus?
Tiger Woods.
I would have to say Tiger
Oh,
Woods.
you young whippersnappers. Of course, Nicklaus has more
Although
career
I'm a
majors.
lefty, I like Jack.
True. He wasn't.
Wait, Jack's not a lefty.
No.
Never mind. Then I
But-
don't like him.
You would like Cha-Cha Rodriguez.
And another thing is
Chichi Rodriguez.
the
Wasn't he in Louis
competition.
Cheech and
I
Chong?
think Tiger had to fend off more competitive players in his era. And
I
you know,
countered that though with Nicholas took on the star of every era. I mean, it was Arnold Palmer to start with, and then Lee Trevino, all the ones that the big ones through the Chichi Rodriguez, all the big ones. Who's the other one? Gary Player, those
Right.
like that. But the stat that really sticks out to me is not that it's 18 majors to what was about 15, I think.
he's
18
3
to
or 4
15.
behind. You're talking about the second place finish
Yes.
for Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus has like 28 second
Yeah.
place finishes. That with one stroke here or there would have had a lot more, obviously. And it's like this third place, he never finished really out of the top 5 in majors. I mean, for most years.
And you can also throw in the equipment of the time. You know, Jack
Oh, yeah.
Nicklaus was playing with persimmon woods and a lot of golf balls.
He was hitting with a tobacco stick with
Yeah,
a light wood knot on the end of it.
and they train more today. They're into more the physical fitness golfers are and take it more seriously, I think. So,
It'd be cool if we could do the AI thing for players, like all of a
You
sudden
can.
teleport Jack here to hit with the new equipment, or take Tiger back to hitting with the Woodwoods.
We'll formulate a question.
Work on that for me if you could. Did you have that one?
Yeah, I had that.
Okay. I got a little long-winded on the top there.
Calvin Murphy.
In 1981, Calvin Murphy of the Houston Rockets says the NBA record was 78 consecutive free throws. That's awesome.
Wow.
In 1989, All-Star second baseman and manager Red.
Okay,
Um,
try that one.
yeah, I don't know.
Show
no idea.
Show condensed.
I don't know.
Soon
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Red.
And,
Red.
There you go.
and umpire Al Barlick are elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
What's you guys' thought on Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? I think he should be in.
No.
No? Because of the gambling thing?
100%. I mean,
We never bet against his
He
team,
bet on
which
his
was
own
still
team.
illegal, but he always bet on his team to win.
it's like a controversial thing, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
allegations came out. It was proven, if it was the other way around, it's different. But arguably, you can't deny that.
How about his performance on the field? Does anybody hit more hits than
Oh,
Pete
no,
Rose
he's
did?
still
No,
got
he
the
is
all-time hit
42,
leader.
4,200 hits, but I mean, you can't act a certain way off the field and expect it not to be held up against you. Of who
Now, he
you
did just
are.
recently pass away, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he only gambled on his own.
Right.
He never, like we were talking earlier about, Shoeless Joe Jackson, them guys back in 1918, whenever it was, threw a ball game and
Yeah.
paid off and that sort
The
of
Black
thing.
Sox,
Yeah.
all of them got together and shaved the World Series game so they could make money back then, right? Big money, for gambling. Who did that one?
I did.
I got lost track.
Is it
Okay.
me?
Yep.
1998, Vancouver Canucks Mark Messier is the 4th National Hockey Leaguer to get 1,600 points.
And right now, the dude from the Capitals, Alex Ovechkin, is pursuing Wayne Gretzky's goal record. He won't ever touch the assist and goal record because Gretzky was like the Jack Nicklaus of then. Not only did he have most goals, but he had the most assists too, which, as y'all know, in hockey, you get a point for both stat-wise, but it only goes down as one
Right.
in the playbook. All right, finish us up there, Juliette. Take us home.
In 2012, the 54th Daytona 500, rain affected the race and stopped for 2 hours because of fuel on the track. Matt Kenseth
Yep.
leads for final 34
They
laps to
can't-
win.
They can't do anything with that, like some speedy dry or something. to
Got
get
another question, getting back to the baseball.
Please do.
And the Shoeless Joe Jackson. You know how he got the nickname Shoeless Joe Jackson?
Because he didn't have shoes. He wore flip flops when he played.
No, he got some new baseball shoes, and they hurt his feet. So he took them off before he went to bat. Just had the socks on, and hit a triple. Got to throw a base, and they started to call him Shoeless Joe Jackson.
And it stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember who played him in the movie? Well, no, I'm sorry. In Field of Dreams, the guy that played him, it was the same guy that played in Goodfellas as the gangster. Ray
Ray
Liotta.
Liotta?
Yeah, Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep. Another great baseball movie. What would you're a baseball guy. You guys are all baseball people now. Favorite baseball movie? Start with you.
Ooh, probably The Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
I like Field of Dreams.
I love Sandlot. Yeah, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Sandlot's the first one that comes to mind.
I'm still a Bull Durham guy. If you were around like baseball in the 80s, minor league baseball, that movie is dead on. The stuff that they're talking about in the dugout, they go out to the pitcher's mound for a conference, and the next thing you know, they're talking about everything but
Yeah.
baseball. You've seen that happen.
100%.
I mean, you probably had your catcher. You were a pitcher, right?
I did both, pitched and played short.
So
but
you
yes.
probably had your catcher come out and say, "Man, have you seen this girl over my shoulder?" You know, stuff like that type thing. You know,
anything to kind of take the
Yeah.
mental approach off of the game.
it's
100%.
baseball, and there's no kookier place in a baseball stadium than the bullpen.
No.
You get pitchers together. That's why they put them in the bullpen.
Yep.
Because if they're in the dugout, they're going to cause problems.
Well,
So
do
they
they
put them in the bullpen.
do they have the guys mic'd up now? You know, when the manager goes out or the catcher goes out to the pitcher's mound, can you hear what they're saying, or are they mic'd up
No,
yet?
probably for the best interest of
The fans,
well,
Yeah.
to protect them of what is said.
4-letter word.
Yes,
could be
yes,
said.
yeah.
Well, before we get away from it, I do want to thank again, once again, for our racing report, Onslow County Motor Company,
Yeah.
Ben Bees and Gangs, and then, of course, Redneck Barbecue Lab. They're this day in sports history. Redneck Barbecue Lab, this day in sports history from here on, because they're taking us to a righteous hockey game, and we got good seats.
That's right.
They're nice, so
Looking
you'll
forward
like
to
it. Let's finish up with everything Ospreys. What are some other changes? First of all, the swan. I said it again on purpose because I said it wrong.
What are you
with
looking at,
commercial.
swan?
The goose. Tell us about the geese, the
So-
goose, the ganders, the goslings, whatever.
Yeah. So we get a lot of questions about this, and so a lot of minor league teams or summer teams, they'll have alter egos, is what it's called, and basically it's just another name, another mascot, another logo, whatever you wanted to call it. And so we came up with the alter ego, Sammy the Silly Goose. We named him after Sammy Phillips, Mayor Sammy Phillips with the blood.
Nice.
And he said it sounds like a good thing. It would be fun for the community, so he's all for it. Good sport. And then, so we just came up with the design. When you see the jerseys, we haven't revealed the jerseys yet, but basically it's going to look like a Hawaiian shirt, laid back kind of guy. And, Orville the Osprey is going to try to keep Sammy in check, but I think he's going to have a tough time.
Will there be a lady goose too?
Who knows? Maybe these guys will find some ladies in
little teasers
Jacksonville.
About that on the like it seems like on the stuff on Facebook. Isn't there two of them? Or am I missing something?
No, there's Sammy the Silly Goose and Orville the Osprey. They're both male, so
Okay. So they're just friends.
they're just buddies.
Okay, good.
They're longtime buddies, and yeah. So
Now, tell us about some of the other changes facility-wise. There's one big one that you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, so we got the new
If you want to
scoreboard.
have that too, but
sorry.
if you want to have an adult beverage. Tell
Yeah,
us how
so
that'll
big change. A lot of people run into. So we have been working with JPD and the city, and so we're pretty much getting rid of the beer garden, so beer can be consumed throughout the concourse. That was one of the bigger things that people requested. And there's the other things. The city is making some improvements. We're very grateful for the city and the TDA and Onslow County. But I think over the years, as we progress, we'll get more and more improvements. That ballpark, Jack and me at ballpark,
It's a
it
cool
was meant
park.
for this. It
Yeah.
has all the right character and bones and everything. It's a great, beautiful playing surface. We just have to, the city and county, and then the team and fans, if we continue to support this ball team and the players, and it'll
Add the amenities.
continue to be better and better.
We were talking about, you and I were talking about on the air one day. You remember that? You don't remember what I was talking about, do you? What were we talking about?
Which part? We talked about a little bit of everything.
About how cool it would be to have some bleachers beyond the outfield fence, like a section that's like maybe where a group comes or something that's elevated and they're actually looking over the fence, left field or whatever, and it would just be a neat thing. Obviously, you wouldn't have all of them because you wouldn't want to have open space, but it'd be cool to have some bleacher bums out there.
We might be able to talk to the city about doing that right field, because I don't know if you guys know this, but our last home game, the very next night, there's a big storm, and that right field fence actually caved in about 30 degrees.
I didn't know that.
And so we're actually being restricted on putting banners on the entire top and bottom because
Oh, they're gonna have
we
to
don't want to turn
reinforce
to a wind sail again in fall. So maybe we could put some bleachers out there in the future. Who knows?
Do
Have some
that, or maybe
bleacher
like a little
bums.
tailgate section or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, Juliette, you're the marketing director.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Exactly what do you do? I mean,
She directs marketing.
I get to help a lot with the social media, so
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of like the content that you see pushed out. Some of
Right.
those posts are mine. A lot of the videos, especially like during season, those are going to be things that me and the other marketing and fan engagement people do.
Okay.
And some other stuff like during the games more so. So like the fan engagement aspect, I get to help a lot with that too.
Okay.
Yeah, Juliet's awesome. Last year she was an intern with us. She went on vacation, I think, 1 week.
Oh, to Rhode Island.
And she showed up with all this stuff that she made for in between inning activities. Like, what are you doing? You're on vacation. She's like, well, I had these ideas, and
A working
so
How
she's
about
just,
that?
she's awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, thank
Well, I
you.
did want to ask one question about the expanded alcohol in the park there. Does that include the press porch? Is it
Yeah,
open for?
yeah.
That's good.
You can have a beer now, and
That'll liven
just don't
me
get
up.
all silly on me like
That'll
Major League
liven
or
me up a
anything,
lot
but-
on the air. You've all seen Major League before, haven't you? You know Bob Uecker? He takes and pours his drink and gets that a little bit off the top and goes behind his ear with it. You know, the little bit of whiskey or whatever he's drinking. Of course, we have to keep.
You know, he's still living, I think. Or he just
No, he just recently
he just
passed.
died.
Yeah.
Okay. He's about 90 years
There's
old.
one of the teams that'll be wearing his patch, I think, this
Okay.
year. And I can't remember which team it was, whatever
Yeah.
team he played for. But yeah,
He
it
was
was
90
before
something.
your time. It was great stuff, but the classic tastes great, less filling
Right.
commercials. He was just an iconic figure, yeah. And that's why he got the gig, in Major League being an announcer because from those commercials and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, great guy. We do want to give away our tickets before we get too deep in this. We still got some time to finish up some other things, but I want to go and get this out there. There really wasn't a racing trivia question that would have been one. Matt Kenseth winning a fuel shortage race probably wouldn't have been a good one. So we will go with this. Anthony mentioned a driver that came there last year. They had it as a promotion. He signed autographs. If you heard us talking about it,
Right.
What driver came to the New River All American Speedway last year? Signed autographs. They said there's about 10,000 people there. And I rode by because we were out of town, but we were coming back in town that evening. And when I went by there, man, there was cars parked all down the road.
And he signed every autograph.
Signed every autograph.
Wow.
His dad obviously was a very
Famous
famous NASCAR racer, one of the greatest ever. So who call 910-346-2248 910-346-2248 if you know the driver, the former NASCAR great that came to the New River All American Speedway last year, signed autographs, and of course his dad was one of the greatest.
And by the way, these are tickets for tomorrow for the National Dodge 225 featuring Z-Max cars,
Yep.
Z-Max cars tours, presented by Sound Gear, and that is tomorrow. I do believe it's tomorrow evening,
Yep.
right?
And thank you for cleaning that up for me too, because they don't even have to come get them. They're gonna have them for them at will call. You'll get their information when they call in, and they'll have the tickets for them at will call.
Fantastic.
That'd be great.
Kevin
Tomorrow,
Harvick's
Saturday.
son will be there. Keelan Hart.
Keelan
will
Hart,
be with,
12
be
years
with-
old. I wanted to ask Anthony because he was talking, and I meant to come up with that question on the break. Are you yawning? Am I boring you?
No.
I wanted to ask if there's a restriction on their age because I know in NASCAR there actually is, but I don't know on these, lower level or entry level or minor league levels, whatever you want to call them.
Is he going to be driving?
12 years old and driving
the one
a
driving, man.
big time car. Not
His first
Not
ever
a go-kart,
pro late model
yeah.
event, 12 years
12
old.
years old.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So listen, these tickets, by the way, let's just go over real quick what's going on tomorrow.
Please do.
Cars Tour, late model stocks, plus local divisions, preliminary races, Juice Box, Bando Legend, and at 10 p.m. the 25-lap bomber race. So that's it. So you get your tickets at the 1 p.m. Will call will open for tickets purchased in advance. That's tomorrow. Grandstand will open at 3 p.m. for preliminary racing tickets at 6 p.m. and $35 general admission tickets. You get yours for free by calling right now.
And if I remember right from when Levon was in here, it's like a 2/5 mile track. It's not a quarter mile. It's not quite half mile. It's like 2/5. So, and they get after there. You've been out there before. It's like a dog leg. It's not just oval. They kind of have more room to get up to speed there. It's a cool place to watch. What he was talking about too is those trackside seats. You actually back your truck up
It's
to
a
the
good time.
fence.
It's
Yeah,
a good time.
Tailgate
Sit-
sitting right there. and watch
sit in the
it.
back of your truck and watch. It's
That's pretty
awesome.
cool.
He
You
said
know,
those are already sold out.
Kudos and thank you to Ellie for bringing a professional baseball team here to Jacksonville and Onslow
Yes.
County, and Anthony and Tanya Goodyear for doing the same thing with a racetrack. Not many counties in North Carolina have a professional baseball team and a NASCAR sanctioned racetrack in the same place. So
And we were talking
Great for
about
the community.
when you first had the exhibition. I believe it was
2023.
Brunswick and who?
It was Brunswick and Kinston.
Yeah, and neither one of the teams were Jacksonville team. And 1,500 people showed up, wasn't it? 2,000.
It was like
It was a
1,200
lot.
or something. Yeah, it was a
And
lot.
it was a
Well,
day where they had storms, and
We
it
had,
wasn't
like-
the best weather in the world.
We had 8 days to announce it, and it was raining that whole day. And yeah,
And that
it was a
that-
Monday.
That showed that there's a market for baseball in Onslow County. And you guys had a great inaugural season. Any numbers you want to share, like attendance wise, or what was your highest attended game? Do you remember?
Opening day, we had nearly, by most estimates, 3,000 people or close to. Frankly, the fire marshal showed up, and he asked me what the count was, and I said
You should have what?
it's over
500.
it's over 2,400. I can't. That's all I can.
You're
I was just
what-
gonna be honest with him.
what
He
number
smiled.
do you-
He understood the situation, and
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
"Look, you're doing a good job." So
Good.
You're like,
everybody
what
stay
number
safe.
do you want to hear? What is the capacity there? 3,000?
I mean, so right now we have 750 bleacher seats, and then obviously additional seats are all either hillside on the right
Right.
side, or you can bring your own chair and sit where you want. So I think comfortably for this opening day for this year, we're actually eliminating it to 2,000.
Okay.
So once we get to 2,000, that's it. So yeah, it's going to hurt the ticket numbers on opening day, but we have to do with
Yeah.
what's practical. We didn't want people, sitting so far back that they bought a ticket, but they
That's
can't see
true.
the game.
Right.
Now, were any more bleachers added or any more for this
The
year?
city's in the works of possibly bringing in some bleachers in from other
Okay.
parts of the city. Hopefully, if we can make them fit, and yeah.
That's awesome. Now, have you got a crack staff, like to broadcast games and do things like that?
Yeah, I got you.
Really?
How many games do you have?
I enjoy it.
So great question. Yeah, this year we have 19 home games. We have 37 total games. We have a few less home games, but we play every Saturday at home, which is for attendance.
Huge.
Saturday is the best
Yeah,
day
yeah,
of the
yeah.
whole week. That's
Nobody
like
working
3-4
to get
Mondays.
there, yeah.
So which will make good because our players will consistently be playing in front of pretty good crowds.
Some of them be double headers, I'm sure.
If we get rainouts and things, and then of
Right.
course
We have the
we
All-Star
have
game.
the All-Star game,
And that is June 25th?
June 28th.
June 28th.
So we're getting all the top
That's a
players.
Saturday, right?
That's a
Yeah.
Saturday, last Saturday of June. All the top players coming here, team representatives. The Jacksonville TDA has partnered with us. Yeah, go ahead.
And opening day, you'll be playing Southwest?
New Bern, actually.
Newbern? When do you play Southwest?
Oh, when he
Oh, you're
coaches with
talking
the
about-
Cardinals, he'll be doing
Yeah.
that. But with
Oh,
the
okay.
Ospreys, it'll be, you said Newbern?
So, yeah,
Yes.
New Bern.
Oh, okay.
But the
Are they still
Cardinals
the
are playing
Southpaws?
Southwest at Jack Amia
I got you. I got
Park,
you.
yeah.
April.
Do you have any other games like that are not Osprey games that'll be coming out there?
So, I mean, there might be some. I think Legion
Kinda to promote it a
ball
little
team
bit.
plays there, if I'm not mistaken. And then we do have an exhibition game against the Legion War Dogs. So it's not really going to be a competitive game, but more of a awareness, collaboration.
Right.
The War Dogs are a nonprofit, military nonprofit. So it's really something where we can collaborate with local military members in the community.
Well,
as
good.
such.
What's the other team like the War Dogs? And don't they kind of share players a little bit? There was another team
That we talked
also last year.
last year, or the Kingsmen?
Yeah.
No, it was like
I think so, yeah.
it was like a. I just remember they had red jerseys, man.
Another.
Oh, we had
adult-
some team travel
yeah.
from
It was from
High
Fayetteville
Point
or
or
something like
Fayetteville or
that.
somewhere, yeah.
What'll be the furthest one you have this year coming in?
So for us coming in,
Sand Hills.
Sand Hills.
Which is
Pinehurst.
Fayetteville, Pinehurst area.
Yes. Yeah.
And then will the Fayetteville team still be coming?
So the Fayetteville team's the Hope Mills Rockfish. So yeah, they're in our division.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
Yeah, we got awesome roster. Josiah, coach, has been doing an awesome job
Finding that
working with the
talent.
players, and yeah, I think we're gonna have a great group of kids.
Who are some of the holdovers from last year?
Ryan Brinkley. He's Onslow
Catcher.
County. No, he's not a catcher. He's
Oh,
a
pitcher.
pitcher.
Am I thinking of?
Pitcher.
You're thinking of Chris Hawkins, who is the
Hawkins,
catcher.
He's
catcher,
coming
yeah.
back.
He is coming back. Ryan Brinkley from Swansboro High School. He's at Gaston right now. Broderick Miller from Croatan High School. He's at William Peace. He's a pitcher. Trying to think who else. Chase Killian. He's a center fielder from Delaware Tech. Who else are some returners?
Connor Shoulders, I think.
Connor,
He is-
Raphael.
No, Connor
No.
is signed to play in the Coastal Plains.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he will come back after unless he stays there.
Well, have you filled your roster yet, or you still got some players you're?
Hitting wise, yes, we're all full on hitters, probably accepting maybe 1 to 2 more pitchers, but total right now we have 32, so 16 and 16.
Do you have
Okay.
tryouts? For the
No,
team?
no
Okay,
tryouts.
Okay.
No, not a public tryout.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for being with us. Looking forward to Osprey season. Obviously, as the season gets closer, we're going to have you on here more. And, especially probably do a little preview right before it starts. Once your rosters are finalized, the beer licenses are, finalized, the scoreboard's up, the flagpole, the new press box, that towers over the field. That's not this year, though, is it?
Right.
The towers? No.
Yeah.
No
I
towers.
think we were talking about sitting there in that building off to the right, the Jack Amia building.
Yeah.
If we could cut into that wall a little, glass and stuff, that'd be nice up there. Air
Hey, so at the ballpark, we're gonna have program be a digital program. There's gonna be a QR code, and you can scan it.
Okay.
And you can sit there and you can give us suggestions, and that way you can collect some data
Oh, I
from
was
the
joking about
community.
that part.
And if that gets enough votes, who knows?
So there won't be, will there be pass out, the programs you had like last year too, or would it just all be digital?
We're gonna go digital. We ended up seeing that a lot of people just don't want to carry that around.
That's cool.
And
then
now
they can
everyone's
have
got
it
a
anytime they
phone,
want
so
it,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Big race tomorrow.
Big race
New
tomorrow.
River All American Speedway.
And they'll be out there practicing tonight. You can get in for practice
Right.
tonight and watch them go
Right.
at it. So yeah,
Grandstand opens at 3 o'clock. You get there at 3 o'clock and come on in.
and
Be a lot of fun.
I can't go tonight. I have birthday stuff to do with the wifey, so I got to take her out for her birthday.
Yeah.
Treat her right and take her one of these. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get her
American
a
Dream
cake
Cake.
from
Get her a
American Dream
cupcake,
Cakes.
bud.
That's right. We do want to thank our sponsors before we go: National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Jones LP Gas located in Verona, Golden Corral, Fountain Management, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Onslow County Motor Company, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, Lane and Associates Family Dentistry. Every now and then I get reading something, I have something else on my mind. and
Jones
it's like
Onslow Electric Membership Corporation.
oh, thank you. Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. He's keeping me on task here. Southern Touch, because I will get off task every now and then. Southern Touch Painting, Barnes Diamond Gallery, and of course Jones LP Gas is one of our new sponsors. We
Get
mentioned
your
them
gas
earlier.
tank filled up the day before 5 o'clock when they close for $11.
$11. And Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissom, we got some BLTs for you guys over there before you go. Hurricane Watch is powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, Jason Humphrey and the gang. Racing Report is powered by Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang. And of course, studio hotline is 910-346-2248. Call in and let us know who was the big former NASCAR star that was at the New River All American Speedway last year, signed a bunch of autographs, 10,000 people, all that stuff.
Bartley Insurance Services, Bill and Drew Mercer.
And do that, and you'll win 2 tickets to tomorrow night's race at New River All American Speedway. And that's it. I'm going to close it there. I'm going to stop talking. We'll see you next week on Sports Talk.